with your host, Laura Lee.
And Manny MUA.
Yeah.
You guys.
We got a surprise.
Do you notice anything different about us? Do you notice anything like different about us? Oh my God, that ass is tight. That's a nice ass. You guys, we just launched right now, actually.
Right now.
Full coverage merch.
For the first time ever, we have full coverage merch. We are so excited about this collection.
We have, you guys have actually been asking us.
Actually, this wasn't even a us thing. This is more of a you thing. And you guys did this.
We didn't realize that like people, because okay, it's like me and Laura have both done merch in the past like years ago, like when merch was like more poppin'.
Yep.
And then so when we did the podcast, people were like, we would like, do you have merch? Like, do you guys have anything that we could buy and like wear and support? And we were like, we don't, but that could be a great idea.
Yeah.
Like a small, because we have like, this is literally a little capsule collection. It's this t-shirt,
this hoodie. And one small water bottle.
Water bottle.
We wanted to do a smaller collection with you guys just to get our feet wet with it and just to try it out. You guys have requested so much. They're like, come out with something. Give us something. Yeah. So we wanted to create a full coverage collection. You got the full coverage pink.
Yes, but with like the neutral grayness too, because I feel like we have like it's kind of gray.
Yep.
It ties in very nicely with the aesthetic. So also on the back of this shirt too.
Oh, show them.
We have
full coverage. It looks so good. We'll also insert some pictures of us wearing it so you guys can get a better version. And we'll link it, of course, down below. It launched today.
Yeah, it's live now.
We're so excited about it. I love the colors. It's like a vintage wash charcoal. And the inside is like a jersey fleece mixture. So you're not going to get too hot in it, but you could wear it throughout the summer, I feel. And then it's the drawstring hoodie. So it's really cute. I would say the hoodie's pretty loose fit, and I would say the t-shirt's pretty standard t-shirt fit, not oversized.
I like the oversizedness of the hoodie though, like a lot. I love the oversized hoodie.
What size tee are you wearing?
Large.
So this is a large tee,
and then, I'm 6 foot.
And then let me just stand to show you the hoodie because I'm wearing a medium, just so you guys can see.
And it fits you, and it fits her. Look at this, you guys. It fits her like a nice big medium. Like it's oversized. It's supposed to be comfy, cozy, loungy. So we were kind of going for something really loungy and comfortable, especially because we're going into summer. So we don't want something to be too like hot.
Exactly.
And this is not that. Like this is actually a very cute, adorable moment.
We've been sneaking around wearing our merch. Many times.
Many times. And it's nice, honestly, you guys. It's just fun. Like we're able to like do this little merch. If you guys like it, enjoy it, maybe we can continue to do merch later on, but we wanted to start really small because we were just like, let's just have a couple items.
See how it goes.
Like we didn't want to do something huge and crazy because I feel like I feel sometimes too with merch, if you launch like 10 hoodies,
it's overwhelming.
I'm overwhelmed.
I don't even need that many.
No, I want like a shirt, a hoodie, and a water bottle.
We felt like what do we wear? Because we worked with Fanjoy on this collection and they offered the world. Like they have everything under the sun. And honestly, me and Manny were like, we just wear t-shirts and hoodies. Like that's what we wear and like around like for comfort and lounge, we like t-shirts and hoodies, but let us know if you guys would be interested in a sweatpant. Yeah, let us know. We would love to hear it because like again, this is our first launch. We would love to hear feedback, what you guys think, what you guys like. We want to do something really like classic in the beginning, just full coverage. Yep. Easy, gorge with our bubble lettering. Very cute. Very on brand. Classic. For us. Very classic. Very classic, on brand. With a little pink. The fact that we have like the pink here with the like pink full cover, we had to. It's too good. It's like, it's such a good tie-in. It's too good. Like we couldn't not do this. So we're really excited that it finally is launched. And that's kind of like our joint peak for the week. That is our joint peak. Our joint peak. What a great peak. It really is. It's really iconic and lovely. And the fact that like, again, like we're on year 2 of the podcast. Like we had to come out with merch. I can't believe we have merch. Like I can't believe crazy. We're on year 2. We're like on episode 80 something, I do believe. And we have merch now. It's so cool to see like the podcast continuously evolve. We have to do like a celebration at episode 100. 100. Like we have to do like something. We'll have to do like a cute little like 100%. I think a little giveaway. Oh yeah, I love that idea. Something like that could be cool. Giveaway. That's really fucking cute for episode 100. And then we personally will go to like dinner or something to celebrate. Ooh. We'll take our like close friends. We're like, you guys are gonna celebrate us. I'm always down to eat. Anywhere. Always down for a nice little meal. Just take me out. I'm so ready for that. My other peak is getting to see you and Tyler today. It's been so long because we've been gone. I was gone last week. Laura was gone last week. We have been gone for like
a week and a half, essentially. We had been gone like combined. And so when I walked in, I was like, Laura, I'm going to walk in. Like, I'm going to be fucking running in as if I'm going to like swoop you. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I sent her a meme and it was like.
Oh, the monkey?
Yes, the monkey.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
come here. And the running
Alana.
one. Yes, Lana from fucking something city.
Broad City.
Broad City. Where she's like crying and running. I'm like, that's literally me.
That's
and it was so it's just nice to be able to see you guys because I feel so at home with you guys, you know?
We're back in business.
And we're back in business. And it was nice.
It is nice.
You go out of town literally like tomorrow.
And I
or the
leave
next day.
again, tomorrow, and I'm gone for almost another week. So, but I told my assistant, I was like, she was like, dang, you're going again? I was like, don't worry, I'm staying home the whole month of June. I'm going to be a good Christian woman and behave myself. And then I go, Manny, we need to go to the club for Pride.
Because Pride's coming, we have to go out
a little
once.
celebration, a little one too.
Yes, we have to do a little one too in Pride. Like that's like a requirement at this point.
It's an ally requirement.
It's an ally requirement. We have to go out, you know, like I feel like I tend to get really busy during May and June because it's like Pride Month and it's very like
a lot going
celebratory,
on.
very, you know? So it's nice that we get to have like these little moments to like steal away, like hang out and stuff, you know?
Well, do you have a pit for this week?
Oh, my pit for this week. You know what I will say? My pit for this week is the idea of having conversations with people that you just don't want to have.
Oh.
So I have like two. I have a mini pit, which is the idea of people saying twins on. Let me tell you something real quick. If you guys tag me in a post and you say twinsy and the person is hit, don't ever tag me again. Don't ever tag me again.
Manny has been tagged many times.
Oh, this happens to me like almost every other day. Like, oh my God, Manny, like this is you. I go look.
You're like, Humbleina comes to visit.
They humble me.
They humble you.
Dude, they fucking humble me because I'm over here being like, damn, I'm like fucking buying. And then I get a tag and it's like, damn, twin. And I'm like, where?
Is it a subscriber or is it not?
I don't know. And that's what really scares me.
Yeah, it's spooky.
I do not want to be just in, you know, at this point, don't even tag me.
I have the opposite problem. I have people always tag me on people's TikToks and they go, you look just like at Laura88Lee. Like they always tag me and they're like, you look just like Laura Lee. And I'm like, can you guys stop doing that? Because they're going to have the reaction you're having. They're going to go to my page and be like, bitch, I don't look like this bitch.
If I was them, I'd be like,
oh yeah, right. I'm literally like, oh my God, do you know that might make them not feel so good if you keep telling them they look like me?
Like, I don't want people to tag me like, oh my God, you look just like Manny or Manny just looks just like you. Like, I'm done.
It's a tricky game.
It's tricky.
It gets really hairy.
Unless you're saying I look like Robert Downey Jr. When he was younger, I don't want to hear it.
But I'm not. I'm going to be very honest though. When people do tag me and people in the like, I do see it sometimes. Really? I'm like, yeah, I see it sometimes. But it's a specific like nose where you can see the nostrils, massive brown eyes, and of course dark hair and like tan skin. So it's like
very specific features that they hit.
And like most of them have pretty big teeth too. So I'm like, I see what you're seeing, but they may not like that.
I genuinely, when I do it, like I don't see it.
Just as you didn't like when you were tagged.
And I never do.
Yeah.
And I really think for them, it's like, you have black hair and a beard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not enough.
Truly.
I'm going to need more.
I'm going
to need more for you to be like, this is me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But anyway, so like my actual like real pit was having a conversation with a guy that I was like kind of seeing.
Oh.
You know, it was like I had a conversation with him that I would like am actually not. I want to be more casual.
I thought you were saying you were like conversations I don't want to have. You know what I mean? With people.
I didn't want to have it, though.
Of course
that
not.
Was the problem.
That's never the best. Like a letdown.
It was a letdown because the thing is like I don't want to let him down. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let anyone down. You know, at the end of the day, like I never want that to happen. But I think that when you kind of come to realize like, you know, I am in a spot where I'm like really busy in this current moment. Because I go through, like, I was telling Laura too, I'm like, I go through these ebbs and flows where I was like, I love to be in a relationship. I'm like really chilling right now. Nothing's crazy is happening. But then there's times where I'm like balls to the wall. Everything's happening at the same time. And I'm like, I feel like I can't give you what you need from me. Mm-hmm. So I would like to make things like more on the casual side. Because I don't want you to feel like you have to like, you know, like keep up with what I'm doing or anything like that. You know, I feel like bad about it. So having the conversation, it's tough to have like having that combo of being like, what are we? What are we doing? This is where I feel like we're going. And that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Not just in general.
It's kind of like, awkward too. It's kind of like
I'm like, how are you gonna say? I was like honestly like having a little like heart palpitations doing it because I was like, fuck, I'm like nervous because I don't want him to be offended, but I also do enjoy hanging out with him. So I'm like, I don't want it to be over, but I'm just saying like I can't commit like
to like a
what you might-
boyfriend.
yeah, like I can't do it.
situation.
Not right now.
Such a bummer letdown, but sometimes you got to do it.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
I
tough.
thought you were saying whenever you started, I thought you were like saying like you have to like go have small, because for me, I low key, like I'm good at small talk and I'm really good at keeping conversations going because I am a talker,
Totally.
but it doesn't mean I like it. And I don't like it because a lot of people are dry as fuck. And I'm not trying to be shady, but a lot of people are dry. And when you get locked in the conversation, that they want to talk to you because you carry the conversation and they give you nothing. But now, like someone like Karen, who, girl, me and her, we get caught up talking. It's gonna be hours.
Like,
yeah, exactly. She's a kikier.
Yeah, like you
so
can't
you have
do that.
people like Karen and like a couple others who are like kikiers.
Yes.
And it's like, girl, don't even get me started with them because we'll never shut up.
Boom, boom, boom,
we'll
boom.
literally never shut
Where
up.
it makes sense.
But there's always those conversations that you have with people whenever it's like
I'm keeping
pulling
it all
teeth.
going, huh?
You're pulling teeth and you're giving them everything you got. And you're like, okay, I got nothing else for you.
Do you ever have it where this is something I actually do notice, and it's something that really hits me, like it happens to me a lot, is when, because you are like that as a human being, people feel closer to you than you actually are with them. And there's a sense of like, this is actually not reality. This is what your idea of it is, but it's not actually what's happening.
I've witnessed you specifically. I have experienced that. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but I have witnessed you experience that a lot. And I know what it is because you have to remember I'm sometimes on the outside in and I can see what's happening.
Yes.
You're very, very, very nice to people and you always laugh at what they say, regardless if it was funny or not. Like it's a courtesy.
Totally,
You know what
I'm
I
trying to
mean?
be nice.
You're trying to be nice and you're trying to make them feel good and like be in the conversation. Like you're really friendly and you'll laugh at their jokes. So people really gravitate towards that because they like that. It makes them feel good.
Validated.
But then you get the linger.
You guys, Laura knows this with me like wholeheartedly. Like I have to tell her honestly all the time, like when I'm like, Laura, I think that they think that we're like
this.
when we're like,
yeah. Well, you're not as close. Like they took the conversation way stronger than you did. You know, you were just having fun and being nice and moving on.
Totally.
And then they took it as like, wait, is that my new best friend?
Totally. And sometimes I think I'm like, should I not be as nice?
Well, I'm not nice. I am
You're
nice.
very nice.
I'm very nice. And I
You're
will talk
kind
to
too.
a
Like,
I
you're
will
nice
talk
and
to a
kind.
wall, but I think I don't know. I feel like
Something about a gay bestie.
yeah,
though, too.
I think that
I think a lot of people like
100%.
see that too.
I'm like, listen, I'm a straight girl. I got nothing to offer you here. There's nothing for me to offer you.
She offered
I'm
you-
sorry.
I get it, Oliver. No, but I know what you're saying.
But you know what? It's like the fantasy of the gay bestie, and then you meet Manny, and he's really nice. So now I feel like we're really close, and we're best. Even sometimes you'll be like, like when people just keep going, and they just do not catch it.
No, do you know what's my favorite one? I'm like, that's so crazy.
10 times.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Again. So
Wow.
crazy. Wow.
If I feel like those are context clues, am I crazy to think that?
For people that read rooms, like it's a
readers.
very, and you have to remember, me and Manny have these situations because of the job that we have and the social events we go to and the people we're around. Anytime in my normal life, I never had like any of these instances, like
Totally.
truly, like
I didn't either.
like at my job, and it was just like because it was like people you see every day. More so than constantly have to intermingle with masses of people that you are in the industry. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a job where like networking and being social is part of the job. So that's why we have so many specific instances that happen all the time, I feel like.
It's also happened to me like a couple times more recently at like the gym where it's like I met like I just became like friendly with someone at the gym and they're like, let's like go out, let's go to the club. Like I'm like, you're like my gym friend.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like weird, but it's like I might be nice and kind in these moments and like maybe I'm making you laugh and you're making me laugh, things like that. But I'm not necessarily trying to be
like do all that
hardcore. Like I'm just like not. But so I don't even know how to like differentiate sometimes. So I'm like, am I being like too nice to you where you really think that like we are besties?
You know what? That happened to us a couple times at Coachella actually.
Oh, don't get me started.
That's actually a great point because do you remember we had several people that would like kind of kiki. I mean, you got in a full scandal with a kikier who did the TikTok.
Full scandal.
A full scandal
but
with
I think because again, kindness being like there for that
shooting
person.
Videos and pictures and because honestly, whenever people come up to us, like I normally say more than hello. Like I'm like we're like how are you doing? Like how's Coachella? What are you guys up to? You know, you want to say more than hello, but then not everybody, but you get your occasional one or two people that be like, so where are we all going after this? I'm like, what?
Who's we?
Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean?
No, it's like Neon Carnival, and the girl's like, get me into Neon Carnival.
See, that's another.
At the bar, the dude that was lingering heavy. Like there's like moments where you're kind of like, what do I do? Because it's like, I'm happy we had this exchange, and I'm glad we were able to have it. We take a photo, like do the
what
thing.
Do you do?
But then how do you get out of that?
What do you do? Are you just like when people at the gym are like wanting to hang out more? What do you do?
DM me.
Yes.
But that's like a different thing where it's like it's a lot easier to say that when I'm like, you're my gym friend. Like I was like, I'm gonna see you often, like we can kiki and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go out of my way all the time to do things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like for me, like again, time is precious. So like for you, I'm spending it on people like I've already given like who I am to. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like where it's like if I have free time, I'm like, Laura, what are you doing? If I have free time, I'm like, Daniel, Gabriel, what are you guys doing? Like I want to spend the time that I have, that's not a lot all the time, on people that I've invested true time
I feel
into.
like too, the older I get, the more conscious I am with my time. Totally. And like my time's way more sacred to me. And like I refuse to spend time doing things that I really hate doing unless I need to do them. Like it's work stuff that I have to get done. That doesn't count. I'm talking in my free time. Yes. I do not like to spend it with people that I don't like or people I don't want to be around. Like I won't just like. Whereas I used to just go with the flow and do anything and waste all my time shitting around. And now I'm like, no, like who's going or what is this? No, I'm not going to be there. You know, like I'm very selective with my free time now.
Totally, because it's like I feel like as you get older too, when you have a lot of things going on, your free time is lessened. You have to be smarter about it.
It is so much lessened. And the older you get, the more responsibilities you pick up. So it starts to, of course, just eat away
your time. And time's so precious that it's like literally like that's like what I'm saying about even dating the guy. I'm like, the little time that I have, dating is so much work. Yeah, that I'm like sometimes I don't want to even give that. Yeah. I'm not in the mood. Yeah. I want to do something where I don't have to feel like I'm at like consciously thinking about like how I'm being perceived. I was like, can I just be with like my girlies who just get me? I don't want to worry about having to like be in like sometimes when me and Laura hang out, we're just like, girl, you do have fun.
We're just in the room together.
We're in the room together. We're chilling. I'm like, we're watching a movie or something. We're just like chilling and we don't have to like be talking the whole time.
That's like the best time.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we're just like relaxing. Yeah. But when you're on a date that you're getting to know someone, you are on for hours. Sometimes I just don't have that.
It's a lot of effort and a lot of energy.
And a lot of effort and energy to not get the return that you might want. When I'm like, oh, I ended up like not even wanting to be with you. And I spent all this time.
I think that's why people hate dating because like we say like we hate going and doing certain things and like certain events and like certain things like we don't want to. I think it's the social aspect.
It's I feel, do you know what also too after let's say a date, even if it was good or bad, I do feel so drained emotionally 100%. And mentally because I do feel like a lot of the times in date situations, I am the one that's like the funnier one, the one that's kind of carrying the conversation. Like not like necessarily that I'm interviewing, but I'm very consciously aware that I don't want there to have like a lot of awkwardness or dead space or things like that going on.
And it's probably because you do social activities so much versus a normal person with your job. Like, so you're probably, I don't want to say better at it, but you probably, you're probably used to it. So you probably carry it a bit more.
Totally.
You know,
it's like when I start sending voice notes or videos to guys I'm talking to, like, or dating that we're dating, and I send them and they're like, I never really sent voice notes or videos before.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, like I'm so used to like having this connection.
It's the job.
Because it's my job. Like I'm so used to like being able to like go do more than just text. Yeah. That makes sense. Because to me, I don't think you get like too much over text. Sometimes I need to get out more. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, the iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there to verify every detail of your purchase. Yep, we're talking every inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasp that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their crafts, true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your item always arrives
as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get your piece you've always wanted and leave it up to the meticulous eyes of the eBay Authenticator to make sure that watch movement is original, the glimmer is real gold, and the rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather. And never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms.
Well, I forgot. I wasn't even going to say a pit, but I actually do want to say my pit this week because I used this as a pit in the past and it's back again. I have a fucking ulcer in my mouth.
With a vengeance.
And it's on the inside of the side of my cheek where my 2 molar teeth clap down. By the way, I just went to the dentist too and I didn't have this bitch. Why? No, and I did think that because I was like, maybe they accidentally slipped and poked me. Because you know, if you get a sore, it can turn into like a little ulcer.
Or irritation in the mouth in general.
But I didn't get it till like days after. So I really don't think it was connection to it. But I just got my teeth cleaned. But I think I just got unlucky. So our next episode, we have a special guest, but if I'm talking a little lispy and my tongue, it's because I'm trying to keep my 2 teeth from clamping down on the inside of my cheek, on my ulcer, because I would jump through the roof. I did it last night. I almost cried. And then it starts the healing process all over again. So just know I'm in mouth pain again, and we're going to get through it.
Do you know what's crazy? Like do you get ulcers often?
Let me tell you when I get ulcers. When I eat really, really, really bad, I get ulcers. So I used to get them all the time when I lived in the South because I always ate bad. And I went almost a year and a half without one ulcer here.
Because like the food is just better.
Because I don't eat
eating better.
I'm making better choices. Yeah. So whenever I eat bad, so I went home recently and I ate fried food every single day.
Maybe like in your body, it's like
it's my body telling me no, ma'am, and I get an ulcer. And I don't know if this is like doctor scientific. It's just something I notice. Totally. They relate and they make sense, kind of like.
Yeah, it's like your body rejects bad things. Like it's going to show up in weird ways. Whether it's a breakout on the face, ulcers, like eczema, like anything that could pop up.
It's food. And that's what I relate it to. And I just went home and gorged myself on the worst food ever. And it was so delectable. It was so fucking lovely.
And I love seeing the photos.
It was lovely.
You guys, I have like a kink for Laura's Southern food pics.
Ooh.
I told you this. I literally was like, can you send me photos of what you're eating? Because it's just so different from what I'm used to.
So good.
And like SoCal, it's just not the same.
Never.
So when I see those, like even like the little crab claws and things, and like Laura just also takes just amazing pics, so they're aesthetically pleasing. So I'm like, it looks good and they're aesthetic. It's like I need every photo.
I ate fried chicken biscuits every single morning for breakfast. And then I had sandwiches for lunch, which wasn't that heavy. But every meal at night, I would have fried food. You would fried crab claws and
that sounds lovely.
Fried pickles.
Do you know what's crazy too? I also feel like because you drink lemon water a lot, you wouldn't get ulcers as often because the lemon actually keeps your mouth like pretty acidic.
I don't drink lemon water when I'm at the beach because I drink out of water bottles because I don't have my Stanley cup there.
Got it.
So
I was like, wait, how are you even getting it?
I don't have all like my fresh lemons and like all that. I don't have it. So I would just, at night get a water bottle or on the beach, I'll drink out of water bottle. So I'm not drinking lemon water. So maybe that plays into it too.
That really does add to it.
Maybe I'm back on my lemon water though. Even when this hurts, I don't care.
I know that's just
it burns and I don't care. I'll drink it because I love it. It's so yummy to me.
Well, I'm glad you like. I mean, I wish I liked it more because I know lemon water is so good for you.
Your digestive system.
Yes, and I have IBS.
It's good for you. So yep. I have mouth pain.
Oh wait, so when you went to the dentist, you were telling me when you went to the dentist that you're like, if I have to get anything done, I'm not doing it because I'm traveling. Did you have any problems with your teeth? They were like stunning.
I have one silver filling that I got so long ago, and they just want to trade it out.
Oh, so that's it? No cavities? No,
they just want to, but she keeps on me. She's like,
so about that
girl,
filling.
About that feeling. And I'm like, leave me alone.
You're like, shut up.
I'm like, I love my dentist. Her name's Dr. Hadian. Like, I love her. Like, she is a rock star. And like, the only reason I go to the dentist is to see her, not to actually get my teeth worked on. But unfortunately, she makes me do things I don't want to do.
As most dentists and
because I know her, I give her a hard time, and she gives me a hard time.
That's cute though, because it's nice to have a relationship like that with.
It is nice, that, like, so you don't have to be all serious and like.
Yes.
She like, I'm like, no, I don't want to. She's like, your filling is very old. Please.
You're like, it's gonna crack soon.
She's like, it's already cracked. But I was like, it doesn't bother me.
But what happens? Like, okay, and your filling gets cracked. What happens? Can you get a cavity?
I don't, probably. I'm like, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. She's like, we're there. We're there.
the bridge has crumbled.
I tell her anything. We're there. Yeah, the bridge is crumbled.
You're like, but what if we're there?
We're there. So she has me scheduled in June, but I have a little sneaking suspicion I might not go.
I think you might be busy in June.
I have like one tooth left. I didn't know that.
Laura, you come in, it's this tooth only is there.
You should have seen her with my Invisalign journey. She was going to beat me into next week because every time I'd come in, my teeth would look the same. And I'd be like, I haven't been wearing it.
She's like, well, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yep.
And if you want jacked up teeth, that's
She's
on
like,
you.
why are you here? But this time she was like, holy crap, your teeth look amazing.
They do.
I have been wearing it. I've been good. I've been good. So.
No, and they remember like when I first met you, they were different. Like there was more crowding. And now they're like, boom.
I didn't even think my teeth were so crooked on the bottom. I mean, they were crooked on top, but they were so crooked on the bottom. I did not think Invisalign was possible. Like I thought it was going to be like braces or some veneer, something crazy. Like I didn't even think it was a journey for Invisalign.
I mean, it was kind of painful too.
Oh yeah. And she was like, no, we can absolutely straighten these teeth. And it worked.
And it fucking worked.
It fucking worked.
And then so you just have to have a retainer like at nighttime now and just kind of maintain?
Well, you're supposed to, after you finish your first year of Invisalign, you're supposed to wear a retainer 24/7 for 1 year.
Huh?
Like just your final retainer, you're supposed to just keep it in like you did your Invisalign for a full year. And then you can switch to only at night. You think I did that?
No.
Psych.
I mean, there would be moments though when you were wearing them even during the day. And like we'd be hanging out, you're wearing your Invisalign.
But I'm so lazy
it's hard
with
to do it every fucking
because I can't barely talk. My teeth are so big as it is in my mouth. So, anyways.
I like how when you talk, both teeth show.
Do they?
That's something that's like, no, I noticed that. Like you talk with like your actual mouth.
Because I have so much teeth in my mouth.
I like that they both show. For me, like when I talk, you really tend to only see my bottom teeth.
Yeah, you do see but you see the tip of your top teeth.
Yeah.
You see the tip and then you see your bottom teeth. Thank God you have nice bottom teeth.
No, and my dentist goes, you talk a lot with your bottom teeth. And I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that. And he's like, don't you think you would want to get veneers down there too?
One time.
And I go, I think like
now that's a selling point.
No, for sure it was, and I knew because I'm like, baby, I was a waiter. I was like, you want that chicken, that $3 extra chicken?
I would not.
I know the selling
touch
point.
Your bottom teeth.
I like my bottom teeth.
Yeah,
unless they're literally like paper thin and they're gonna get fucked. Keep them.
There's no way.
I'm chilling.
There's no way. So,
but I was like, I know exactly what you're doing there with my chiclet teeth on the bottom. They're staying as is. I like them.
I think you shouldn't touch them.
Me too.
You're blessed with good teeth.
Those braces,
even
really
the capped ones. Even the capped ones. Those are good teeth under there too.
They are though. I never have to get them shaved.
Exactly. Lucky dog.
Yeah, I had like this.
I would have toothpicks whittled down. I'm like, if you give me enough time, they'll be that thin.
Maybe
anyways.
they would have been fucking shark teeth underneath there.
I actually get asked to have veneers pretty often online.
Really?
But in person, actually, I have gotten asked to have veneers in person. And I'm like, girl, don't get too close because you'll find your answer. you're gonna be like, oh no!
Don't you get too close now?
Those are real. Those are real.
They're like this in your face, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
you have
just
great
kidding.
teeth.
I take care of my teeth.
Yeah, I was like, you have great teeth. Laura, you do.
I do.
Like, don't you ever?
I really do. Even when they were flossing, no blood because I do floss.
Oh, good.
I do floss. I do.
I floss, water pick. I do all the fancy
I can feel food in between my teeth because if you wear Invisalign, it spaces your teeth out and you can feel like so much food gets up in there. You can feel it. So I have to floss.
Because of my natural gaps in my teeth, I was a complete opposite of yours.
Yeah.
I've always had like space there. So I always have to floss and I always have to water pick because there's always too much space.
So my dentist explained to me that men have gap problems and women have crowning problems.
You're joking.
Problems because our jaw is so small that not every woman, but almost every woman has crooked bottom teeth to some extent because of our jaw shape. It's just smaller. So it creates crowding with the teeth because we have the same number of teeth.
Right,
but
and
a man's jaw is so much bigger, so they typically, and this isn't to say every man on earth and every woman on earth, but it's more common for men to have spacing issues and more common for women to have crowded issues. Isn't that crazy? She explained that to me.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Look at my fucking face compared to your face, Laura.
Yeah.
This jaw.
And we have the same amount of teeth. So think about all those teeth have to fit in the same jaws.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one tooth here, one tooth here.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It is. Okay, we have rapid fire.
We trailed?
We went crazy.
But that's what this is. That's what full coverage is.
We went
fools.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
But you guys, we have a rapid fire.
So Scandoval is the biggest
Rapid fire?
the rapid fire of the season.
Mm-hmm. It's literally. I meent wildfire when I said that. I meant like it's literally.
I was like,
become a
yep,
You're like rapid fire. Yeah, duh.
Good job.
It's good job, Manny.
Remember whenever you're like, we were in Times Square. I'm in Malibu. That'll come next episode.
That was literally that moment.
That'll be next episode.
That is that moment.
That was so good.
No, it literally like I feel like it has taken like it started as the ember, blew up into a literal wildfire.
Oh my! I've never seen anything like this for reality TV for what it is. I guess the show has gone on for so many years, and I guess people are so connected with the cast being. Hasn't it gone on for like 9 years or something?
Yeah, I think it's like what, like 6 seasons, 5 seasons. It's like it's been a long time. It's like, let's say if something crazy happened in Selling Sunset, a lot of people follow that show and its journey.
Or Drag Race.
Like
if something like Michelle and Rue had a falling out.
Oh my God.
It would be just explosive.
Blow up. So it's like something like that caliber.
Yeah.
So what happened, Laura? Let's explain the situation. The cheating Scandoval, if you will, because it has taken the world by actual storm.
Pulling my...
It was funny. The other day when I went to Pump and I ate dinner, I saw Lisa at 2 tables across from me.
Did you?
Yeah, because it's like, so actually Pump in LA.
I've seen her a few times there. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's like really sad to me.
They said that the rent, so the TV show was based out of Lisa Vander Pump's restaurant, Pump.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant Pump sits in the middle of West Hollywood, like literally in the heartland of all the clubs. The ass crack of West Hollywood. And it's actually a lovely restaurant with delicious drinks, and the food is so good.
It's on a corner. It's sickening.
And the service is actually wonderful. Those people don't really work at the restaurant, by the way. Or I think they worked at it in the beginning of the show, and then it evolved.
Yeah.
But they like worked there.
Yeah, they work there. It's like Selling Sunset. I'm sure a lot of the girlies, like, they work at the office.
They sold a house before, so they work at the office. Right, sure. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom Scandoval, main character, had been dating Ariana on the show, I believe, for 8 to 9 years.
Yes, that's what it was. Throughout the whole like show's journey.
They had been dating, so it's kind of like you see this couple, and from what I understand, they did have on and off problems. Like it wasn't like a golden perfect love story. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like they definitely had problems, but Raquel was another castmate on the show and had been on for a long time. She was actually dating another castmate for a while, but they ended up breaking up not recently, within the past few years. Turns out Tom and Raquel have been cheating together for 6 to 7 months. And Ariana, his girlfriend, found out about it from what we understand. A source told Entertainment I was reading found a video on his phone, like a sexual video from them on his phone, as well as many text messages. And then she claimed that, I believe she said she found a FaceTime. So it's a little bit of mixed stories, but either way, she found out through his phone about it.
So she like had saw his phone or looked through his phone in some capacity, sees him exchanging some crazy ass shit with Raquel.
And apparently this, affair had been going on for 6-7 months.
But the gag is too, like, Raquel and it was Ariana, right?
Yep.
Were like besties.
Yeah, on the show. They're like pretty close, I would say. Yeah. So
that's why I feel like it's gotten to such a huge, like,
it has.
Gravity.
I think it just was. Maybe you guys can chime in here that has like watched Vanderpump all the way through and tell me what you think about this. But I heard that this is alleged, but that Tom has kind of had this behavior before, and that Ariana already knew that he does shit like this.
Like he pulls some sly ass bullshit.
Yeah, like he's not golden boy, perfect boyfriend. Like he's like bad boy. Played some games before. The relationship was tumultuous. Like that is what I've alleged. That's alleged. I don't know if there's truth to that. You guys tell us. I'm
wondering too, like because me and Laura actually both don't watch Vander Pump Rules. We didn't watch. I mean, this is really enticed me. I've never been so enticed.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch.
That's how I feel too. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch now.
I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I have so much shit I need to watch first.
You have to get through.
I gotta get through because I feel like that one's gonna be a doozy for me.
Well, it's one you're gonna be committed to.
I bet I can buy the episodes for like a long flight somewhere.
Sure. And you're gonna binge it though.
Yeah, we're gonna binge that.
So because we don't really watch it, we don't actually like know the full scope of like how these people are on the show.
Right.
So it's like I wondered too, like just in speculation, if he was like this bad boy character on the show, then it's like, oh my God, is anyone shocked?
Yeah.
Anyone surprised this is happening? Like that's happened?
I guess because it was with a castmate, that's why everybody's like freaking out. I did see though that they did show that she and him both had this silver lightning bolt necklace.
I heard about this.
And
a while ago.
Yeah, and like she wore it to a concert and he was like wearing it at the same time, but they were obviously exactly. Like he was with Ariana during that time, so people were like, dang, how long did this go on? Because like that's weird. Like they're finding little clues. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can definitely see how it's like a gag.
100%.
A man that looks like that with a mustache like that,
girl.
You should have known at the stash.
And so I believe after all this came up, Ariana, I just saw paparazzi were getting her. She's moving, and she had posted a little something on her IG story. Tom did like make posts about this, and like
he apologized.
I mean, not that that means anything. It's like an Instagram post, but he did speak out about it. You know,
what did he say? I mean, they had a reunion. They had a freaking reunion for goodness sake. Like they literally like went the fuck in on him on the reunion.
I'm surprised he showed up, but he was probably contracted.
I was gonna say, I'm sure he kind of had to show up
with the contracts. Like you have to.
It's like Love is Blind, like Arena.
What's
you know
that?
She was gonna get wrecked. Love is Blind Arena.
I didn't see that.
Love is Blind, like you did.
I only saw one episode. I mean, one season.
Love is Blind. We talked about this.
Oh my God, I'm mixing up Love Island with Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. So
you're talking about Irina. Okay, everything just came to me. I'm back together.
So do you remember how she came back? But I'm like, she's definitely contracted to be there in some capacity. Like, yeah, she wants to show face and probably apologize for sure. But like, she's not getting.
She don't want to be there.
She doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like when you're getting wrecked,
she got wrecked.
That just like how Tom Sandoval is getting fucking wrecked. I'm like, oh, you're definitely like contractually have to be at this reunion.
That's tough. That was tough for that Irina girl because she, like she's like at that point, like she's not a social media person. She hasn't been on the internet for years. She hasn't been talking to an audience for years. So it's kind of like taking a civilian and making them be on stage with all those lights. And you could tell she was freaking,
holy fuck,
freaking out. Like you could tell.
Too if I was her.
Honestly, after watching that show, I would be freaking out.
100%. But yeah, no, I feel like with Tom, like a lot of the times you actually like when it comes to reality TV, you get like paid per episode a lot of the times. And then it's like once everything is already aired, you get paid the rest. And so I think that it's like, baby, if you don't come to this reunion, you're not going to get paid.
I'm sure they were getting paid a huge amount because the drama got so big. So I'm sure like, the network was paying them out good to get this on TV.
Yeah. I'm sure with all the other casts too, they're like, they went in on him.
Yeah.
Everything. It was crazy.
Of course, all the girls on the cast hate him.
Yeah.
So
fucking garbage monster.
Literally. So.
I mean, that's you guys. That's so for 9. Like, how could you have a life with someone for 9 years and then like
9 years is a long time.
That's crazy to me.
I guess my thing is I sometimes feel like all the time with cheating, it's like you want your cake and to eat it too. Because the simple solution is like in that relationship before you start a new one, but like obviously you're cheating because you're trying to keep both at some capacity. You know what I mean? Especially whenever an affair goes on for months and months and months. You know what I mean? You're definitely eating your cake and wanting to do that too. It's like a super selfish decision because you have ample time to end the first relationship.
Absolutely. Or be like, yo, like I'm not interested anymore. Or be like, can we be in an open relationship? Like y'all need to like have communication.
Or just say, if that's the case, you should say what you did.
Exactly.
And let the other person choose what part they want to be in this.
Exactly. It's like, okay, cool. I'm going
to level out the playing field and keep it
admit
nice.
It. Like,
admit
like, hey, like, this is what happened. And like that's a very scary thing. I can only imagine like admitting something like that to your partner, but it's like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes the right thing to do is hard, but it's the right thing to do.
Right thing to do is always the harder thing to do.
Oh, it's always a harder thing.
And that's just life.
And we know more than
Sorry about it.
We know that well. Strong.
Well, next on our topic list is Miss Kim Kardashian.
She's always in the fucking rapid fire somehow.
She is always in the rapid
always
fire.
like somehow
her
in
or
the
Kylie.
media.
Her or Kylie.
She's always like somehow in it. There's always something happening with her.
So she went on a podcast recently and she got asked a lot of questions specifically about motherhood and raising her children. She has 4 kids and, you know, she kind of like opened up and like told a lot about that, such as her writing each child a 5-page letter every single year on their birthday so they can remember, you know, how they were those years and kind of have like a diary, and like how she talked about, you know, some days she just cries because it's so overwhelming and it's so much and she never, but the backlash, because it's hard when you're a billionaire for someone to, I get both sides.
Me too.
I get the public side because it's like saying you're a single parent when you're a billionaire is a lot different than the average single parent. It's hard to throw yourself in that category with everybody else when you're a public billionaire because
100%.
the whole world knows the truth. You get so much help.
Way more help.
With everything.
More than most.
With everything. So I think that's where people have a hard time sympathizing and like jumping on board with that conversation. But I get Kim's side where it's like, okay, what is she supposed to do? Be like, yep, fuck my kids. I don't do anything for them. I'm a billionaire. I have nannies. Like, is that what people want her to say?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, she's kind of damned if she does, damned if she doesn't.
She is. And I think that she always will be. Like, she's like that kind of person where like, because to me, like, I also see both sides for sure. But I don't think that it was her being like, you guys, I feel it too. I'm a single parent too. I think that she was like, yo, as a single parent, I cry because I like the idea of not being able to have us all in one home together, like that whole thing. So it's like, I get where she's coming from, like in general, being like, you know, I'm upset. Like, I don't have a partner. But when people hear that, it's like, but you have everything else.
Yeah.
You have everything else. And it's like, yeah, she does. But she's talking about like from her experience as someone who is just like crying themselves to see because they don't have a dad that she's with. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I get both sides. I get how like single mothers can see that and kind of roll their eyes because they know how much easier it is for her versus a regular single mom who's not a billionaire. And Kim does live a lavish life. I would live a lavish life too with my kids.
Absolutely.
If I had $1 billion, I'd do it too. Yeah. I think anybody would do what she does, you know, like live a lovely, lavish life. But, you know, they asked her specific questions about motherhood and she just answered them. So it's honestly, you know, so it's like, I get it. It's like, honestly, there's nothing she could have said to make people happy there in that situation.
I think that unless she literally was like going to actually like cover her ass and be like, well, I know I'm a billionaire, but I get lonely sometimes. Yeah. Like, but even that sounds so horrible. Weird.
It does. It doesn't sound good.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it almost would be like, that's what would have to be said for people to be like, oh. Yeah. You know, in a weird way. Like, that's what to cover her ass. Like, that's what she would have to say. Yeah. But no one wants to do that, especially on a podcast. You're your most like raw self, or like at least I feel like that when I'm doing the podcast. I know you do. Like, it's like, we're the most like, just like chill version. So it's like, you know what? Like, I feel sad at night and I cry myself to sleep because I don't have a partner. Yeah. I feel sad sometimes when I don't have a partner. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have a lot and I'm very grateful what I have. And like, I have so many things, but I don't have a partner. And I get sad about it.
I'm sure her motherhood experience is different than most. But I'm sure she has feelings too.
Exactly.
You know,
I think that's what like the takeaway.
Yeah.
I can see where people are saying because it's like, girl, you have everything, but also like she has feelings too. Yeah. Let's feel them.
So our next topic is Leonardo DiCaprio, which was Mr. Perfect, who was never in any drama ever until recently. It's like his behavior has kind of just like slowly caught up with him.
He's like, fuck it, don't care.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I feel like he does care because he stays extremely private.
He's a very private person.
And even when he goes out, he still has a mask and the black cap on. Like, you're not even going to see his face. So I think that's what makes me think he still does care. But there were videos of him at the Cannes Festival in the south of France. And it is, you know, alleged.
Yeah, alleged.
Very alleged that he was on cocaine during the Cannes Festival because of his actions that were caught on camera by people's iPhones, and they were posted by media. The gala honestly posted most of them. I do want to find the one where he keeps licking his upper lip and teeth.
Is he doing like
constantly? So it is, and that's where people are coming up with this story. There's no factuality behind it. There's no proof. Sorry, let me mute this. I want me to see this video.
I have to see because I actually haven't seen myself yet.
So you can decide for yourself what you see. It was one of the first videos they posted.
I mean, and as a celebrity, like, you know how easy it is to get like literally anything when it comes to like contraband or like any kind of maybe cocaine in Los Angeles is like getting a lollipop.
Restart that.
Okay, restart it. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see him licking his... Oh, another lick.
It goes on for
another
a while.
lick.
It goes on for a while.
Wait, it almost looks like he's looking at the... he's like...
It's kind of crazy, huh?
Oh, it's very weird.
But so the constant thing is like... with him,
maybe he has a tick.
It's the consistency with the partying and his age, and the consistency with the extremely young women, and the consistency of how many there are, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Do you kind of see how it's a little odd?
For sure. Well, and then I look at the comments and it's like, this fool thinks he's still in Wall Street, or the Wolf of Wall Street. Like he's still playing that character.
The comments are wrecking him.
Or like
There's
snow emoji.
Almost 5,000 comments, and majority of them are talking about cocaine and Leo. And again, it's alleged, but I don't know. I feel like Leo just had this perfect image, and it's slowly like seeping out because I think he's getting older, and it's like the behavior is so consistent.
Well, it becomes strange as the older you get that the behavior stays the same as when you were in your early 20s. When you're no longer in your early 20s, it becomes like,
is he in his late 40s
did you
now?
grow up at all? It feels very that, you know?
And so many girls have come out, and I guess granted these stories are alleged, but with sexual stories, because he has been known to pick up many women in LA randomly, and do.
Oh my God, wait, we literally have a friend.
Yeah, that he tried to pick up.
Yeah,
I know several people in LA who have had some type of encounter with him, and I've seen girls on TikTok tell their story that did have the sexual encounter with him.
Do you believe the girls on TikTok?
I do, because of his behavior.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those situations. Now, granted, their stories are still alleged because there is no proof. And people lie all the time.
Totally. So it's kind of like you have to take a grain of salt.
You
sometimes.
do have to take it with a grain of salt, but it's his consistent behavior that makes you go...
You question it.
Yeah.
You're like,
well, if it smells like a turd and acts like a turd, it's probably a turd.
Totally. The only one, reason I know that too is because one of our friends that did have that experience, is a reputable friend who I do not think would be lying about the situation.
They would never even say this publicly.
Never. Never. It was more of in our setting.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit. And I absolutely believe her that happened.
I mean, they would have no reason to tell this
exactly
to lie, and so that's why I do teeter on well, yeah, that probably happened.
But as he gets older, it becomes more strange because it's you're still dating girls in your
18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, and you're still going to the party. And recently, I can't remember, Tyler, who's the famous actor that was in Fight Club?
Brad Pitt?
No, the other one. Edward Norton. So he was on the talk show, and he kind of shaded Leo, and it was kind of shocking because Edward Norton is such a big name and no one says anything negative about Leo. And he was like, well, you try to talk to Leo, but you can't get the guy off his phone. He's constantly on there looking for the biggest party that's happening, the nightclub to go to, or the model that just turned 18. And it was kind of crazy to hear him out Leo like that. What was it like working with Leo? And that was what he had to say. But the gag that
everyone is literally everyone is yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I couldn't believe he said that on a talk show about him. Yeah, I was gagged because it's no one really says anything about Leo.
But Leo's just such a powerful character in Hollywood. He's so he's Leo.
This is what's so fucked up. I love him.
I do too. It's fucked.
It's so messed up.
If I was a young girl, 21 years old, and he was like, hey, come back, I'd be like, I
literally
bet.
Literally. I love his acting. I love his movies. So many of us have watched him our whole entire life.
It's hard not to. We grew up with him.
That man is fine too.
He's fine as fuck. I think he has like a Peter Pan syndrome, like where he doesn't feel like he like is getting older. When the actuality is like he is getting older.
You don't really have to get older when you're that famous and that wealthy. You technically don't have to get older. Exactly. Like you don't have to do these things and have responsibilities. You technically don't have to get older.
Totally. But the thing is like time is time and he's going to get older regardless of like him thinking like, oh, I can just act young forever. That's fine. But you're going to get older regardless. And I think that's when like the kind of the strangeness or people's thoughts can become a little like, huh, you ain't 21 anymore. So it becomes like a little more strange.
The behavior becomes a little weird.
It becomes a little stranger. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some stranger things. Yes.
Stranger things.
We have twin telepathy.
How do you guys feel about our dearest Leo?
I honestly would love to know because I also think he's very talented.
I do too.
And I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I need to watch Wolf of Wall Street.
Have you not? God. You probably haven't even seen Titanic. Get out. Get out. You haven't, have you?
I've seen Titanic. I swear.
He tried it.
Rose. And there's a necklace.
You know what? Can I say something about that movie? Sidetrack. I always felt like the Titanic that Kate Winslet, Rose, she always looked like way older than Leo in the movie. And I always felt like the casting was off there. Not that they didn't do the best possible job ever in those roles, acting out as those people. They did. I just thought visually, I was like, this kid looks like he's 16 and she looks 35 in the movie.
I thought it was supposed to be there was an age gap.
Is there an age gap?
Tyler, can you fact check for us?
It would satisfy me if there was supposed
100%.
to be.
I could have sworn like she was like an upper echelon, like not older woman, but he was like a younger, like
I don't know.
I thought that there was supposed to be like some type of age gap.
If there was, it makes sense.
You're like,
if there wasn't, that has always confused me. It's always been a little weird to me. So Leo and Kate Winslet physically were the same age when they filmed it. They were both 22 years old. She did not, with the dress and the makeup and the hair, she looked way older than 22 in my opinion. She looked like she was like in her 30s for sure. He looked like he was 16, but he was 22 playing the role. But for the actual characters, he was supposed to be older than her.
Supposed to be like a 20-something-year-old, and she's supposed to be 17.
She was supposed to be the young one.
Yes.
That is not what I caught on camera. That's not what I read.
Opposite.
It was the complete opposite. That was what I read was opposite.
So if anything, it actually gagged you even more.
Yeah. So that discovery was more disappointing than what I actually thought. Got it.
Me too, actually.
Am I crazy? Or maybe
I thought she looked older as
other
well.
people are like, no, she looked young. But I always thought like she looked so much older than him.
I thought she looked like mid-20s.
He was so like scrawny and tiny too. He's just like a little kid, like a little teenager in that movie.
Yeah. But he always just like reads really, really young. Back then he read so young. Like weirdly young.
My favorite, the Gilbert Grape movie he did is one of my favorites.
That movie makes me cry.
I know. It's very sad. Very sad.
And I'm becoming more sensitive every day, and I can't do it.
Our next topic is Shawty Bae.
Shawty Bae. So she did a meet and greet with Beauty Creations, which is a makeup brand, and she shut down the fucking mall. She shut down that goddamn mall. So Shawty Bae, or Nessa, she is like a TikToker who does like lives. She's known for like doing like lives, and they're like popular, and she's like really funny. And she actually has a condition where half her face is, I believe, immobile. Like she doesn't have as much function on one of her sides of her face.
Okay.
And so she's just like a really funny person, funny character, and she did good Beauty Creations, and like they had to escort her out because of how crazy and insane it got at the mall.
I saw footage on TikTok. It was crazy.
It was crazy. I was literally like, holy shit. Like they were like literally like with the security guiding her out. She was in the middle of it and she was squished. And like, I think she like fallen at one point because they like pushed her over. There was literally, I'm not kidding you, surrounding her, like maybe like 10 cops around her.
And they say influencers aren't celebrities. I will say they are short-lived celebrities.
Much shorter than
traditional. But nonetheless.
But in a way. I was really, really surprised. I was honestly really happy for her because I think it's cool. Like I feel like, especially nowadays, like you don't really see things like that anymore. Like you don't see meet and greets like that, turn out like that. You just don't see like these kind of things because of like the short-livedness of a lot of things.
Yeah. And COVID, I feel like COVID changed like so much in-person stuff. Like it just went down. But I also feel like, yeah, it's like a different time. Like when they did the VidCon, like no one showed up at the meet and greets. And I do agree, like part of it is the short-livedness of, like there's not as much iconicness of it. Icon is like, the word icon is like a legend. Yeah.
Iconic, like someone who was really groundbreaking.
Yeah, but then on TikTok, it's like, one, you have quadrupled the amount of influencers, which plays into why, not saying Shawty Bae is short-lived.
No, for sure. We're just like
in general, influencers are.
Which is like, I mean, it's just the truth. Especially like ones that pop up.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like when you pop up really, really, really fast, if you don't do like the right things, you can crash just as fast as you came up.
100%.
And you just have to be really careful, you know, as a creator and influencer. But regardless, I'm happy for Shawty Bae for having such a successful meet and greet. I mean, successful in the way like so many people showed out for her.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Scary and unsafe in a way, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for her that she was able to have a good meet and greet because like that's really cool. And I'm glad that people can
show up, support. Show love for
really
her.
Cool.
Netflix.
Not the $8 a month.
Netflix going broke or something.
Laura, I think Netflix is going broke. Well, remember like for a while they were in like massive debt.
Oh, that's right.
Hella debt.
So this is the bailout.
So I feel like this is the bailout. Them doing the new $8 a month to share password thing.
So how many Netflix account do you get just paying the monthly fee? Just one?
Oh my God.
And then you can branch a few off that.
If it's just one, that's out of control. I was like, okay, $8 a month, you're gonna be able to share that password.
We definitely share ours with our families.
Me too.
Yeah.
I share all my passwords with like all my family. Like they're the ones that are able to log in or like they share it with me.
But the crazy thing is that people don't realize is other apps, once this goes into play, other apps are gonna do it too. Because they will. 100%. They're gonna be like,
but do you think Netflix is gonna flop because of it?
I don't think they're gonna flop.
I don't think they're gonna flop. I just don't think it's gonna. I think a lot of people will drop.
I do too, but I think they'll make up their money in the $8 a month fee for the people who bail out and drop.
Maybe that's why they're doing it.
They'll probably come up on top.
Because I know that the second I just know this for sure. When they raised their price recently, a lot of people dropped.
Yeah.
A lot of people canceled their subscription, and they're like, absolutely not. So maybe they're incorporating this $8 thing.
They were probably like, well, a lot of people dropped and then shared password with someone else, or like still get to watch our streaming service. Because what if they noticed, and this is again this is a hypothetical. What if they noticed subscriptions dropped but viewership stayed the same?
Holy shit! And that would be.
And so they were like, well, what do we do to fix it?
Password sharing.
Password sharing.
I feel like, which I mean, I can't understand as like Netflix being like, why aren't we getting paid for the things that we do? I can get that, but like when you're such a huge company, doesn't it sometimes feel like gouging?
It does feel like gouging, but too, I do ask myself because they'll be like, $30 million budget for this new series coming out on Netflix, or this actor got paid $10 million, $20 million for this movie on Netflix. And I'm like, how the fuck do they produce so much content with so many big stars and such high budget? You know, I start to question, and it's with an $8 a month share passcode fee. Because I'm like, I was like, how is it possible? Like, that's so much money.
But imagine like Netflix is like, let's say they have, what, 1 million?
I bet we can look up how
I'm
many.
actually kind of curious. How many people are actively subscribed to Netflix? And how much money does Netflix make a month? They must make some like absolute ungodly number if they have a crazy subscription because it's a monthly thing.
230 million.
That's how many people are subscribed to them?
Mm-hmm.
So 230 million times $15.
It says, how many paid subscribers does Netflix have? They have around 230 million paid subscribers worldwide. As the first quarter of 2023, this marked an increase in subscribers, 1.75 million more subscribers compared to last quarter in 2022. So they've gone up in subscribers, and they're changing the rules.
So then what would be 230 million
How much is the monthly fee?
Like $15. I think it's $15 now.
230. Gotta add a bunch of zeros. Okay, that's 230 million.
Times 15.
$15.
So that's dollars.
I don't think the number is big enough to go because I think it's in the billions, right?
It must be.
I think it's in the billions. Tyler, what is 230 million times 15?
Because I think 1,000 million.
See, I just hit the times
is a billion?
And then did 15 and see it can't tell.
$3.45 billion. I'd say.
Oh, dang, that's a month.
In a month.
Wow. They're going to rule the world.
If that's what it is. Like, if that's what it is.
What did Amazon buy? Oh, they have Prime Video. What?
Did you say 3.4 trillion? 230 million times 15. 3.4 trillion. There's no way.
There's no way. I'm so confused.
Around the world, maybe? Like 230 million.
But then that means that they have to pay a $15 monthly fee. They're making trillions. I'm going to say how much is Netflix worth?
Yeah.
Because isn't it a public
company?
But
imagine, they're making $3 trillion a month and they're paying the amount of money they're paying out to make movies. That's all the shit. Maybe it doesn't.
Well, Netflix is worth $158 billion.
Is billion more or trillion more?
Trillions more than billions. It's millions, billions, trillions.
How many billions are in a trillion?
Well,
100?
There is for $1 million, it is 100,000.
Yes.
And that's a million. So it'd be 100 millions, 100 million.
Got it.
Would be 1 billion.
And then 100 billion?
100 billion would be a trillion. But they're worth 158 billion.
See, that's why it don't make no sense to me with the trillion thing.
The math ain't math in here.
This is the epitome of math, not mathing.
Apparently that's for US users only is the $8 fee.
Oh.
Yep, it says it cracks down only in the US. Lovely, darling.
Sure, great, fucking great.
Okay, Disney
versus DeSantis.
Disney versus the governor of Florida.
You guys, I really feel like this journey is the journey that keeps on going.
Mm-hmm.
So DeSantis is the governor of Florida. He's the one that has been passing very anti-LGBTQ plus bills, like the Don't Say Gay bill in schools, like till 3rd grade. It just got passed to even going to 12th grade, not talking about sexuality in school at all, no gay, nothing. And so DeSantis is actually pulling back on like Disney's kind of like rights that they have in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And so Disney's now like, oh, so you want to battle?
Mm-hmm.
Disney is now currently battling. And so now they're like going to bat against DeSantis, Disney, because they're like, we want all of our rights to continue to be instated, plus all the shit you're doing with the LGBT community, not on our watch.
Yeah.
They pulled a $1 billion project from Florida.
So they were going to build a $1 billion, what was it, a park?
I think it was a building. It was like a structure.
Okay.
Like a structure thing.
For people to see.
And it would have helped give them 2,000 jobs given to people in Florida.
And they pulled the entire project out of Florida because of the governor.
Mm-hmm. Pulled out a $1 billion project because they're like, we're going to, and they're like trying to sue DeSantis. Because of their First Amendment rights.
Wow.
So I'm like, the fact that Disney, with their literally unlimited pockets, Disney Plus is past Netflix money-wise, by the way.
I believe it so much.
So,
I believe it.
The fact that...
Well, Hulu and Disney are one. So
true.
that power,
So
that's huge.
Extra combination.
Yeah.
So Disney, to me, has unlimited budgets.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Plus, think about movies, think about Disney World, think about Disneyland,
they
think
own
about
ESPN
everything.
Too.
Oh,
they own
what
so
don't they
much,
own?
by the
It's
way,
fucking Disney.
that you don't even realize they've bought out so much.
Their pockets are so deep. So for them to go against kind of DeSantis, to me, I'm like, this is such a great stand. I'm so glad to see Disney standing up for themselves and also for, LGBT people, as someone myself in the community. So, it's scary. Like Florida can be really, really a scary place.
Someone asked me recently, because I have a house there. They're like, oh, would you ever live there? And to answer your question, no, I wouldn't. I would never live in any of the southern states ever again. It's not that I don't appreciate them for the great things that they are and that they have, but I'm just in a different place in my life right now and will probably always be.
Totally.
So I can't ever see myself living there again.
I mean, so sometimes too, when views are so skewed in different directions, to me, sometimes outliers are so intense, and it doesn't matter where you are, what side of the outlier might be. It's just sometimes the views are so strong that it's kind of jarring. Like people that are so far right wing, jarring.
Yeah.
People so far left wing, kind of jarring. Like everything is like when it's such big outliers, it's kind of like, okay, so what's going on? You know what I mean? So I think that when it's something like that, where like Florida, there's a lot of that too, and it's it can be a little intense. Yeah, and just like the fact that DeSantis specifically, to me, is like the spawn of Satan. He, him trying to take away so many rights, and like even like there's like a thing going on right now on TikTok. I know it's like about a teacher showing the movie Strange World from Disney. It's a PG movie, cartoon. The little boy in it, he has a crush on his male classmate. Has a crush on him and talked about it for 1 minute. He's like, how can I have a crush on him? To the dad. And the dad was like, I know, you got it, whatever. It ended up coming back to like the school board that she showed Strange World. She's like literally battling like the school board in Florida right now because it was a PG movie that the school board was like, absolutely not. There's gay rhetoric in here that you're trying to put onto children. And it's like, that's not real. Yeah. Not real. The idea of this whole pushing the gay rhetoric on children is crazy. Because there's no pushing of that. It's more so like actually opening a door for what you might feel like you are. Yeah. There's no rhetoric. I'm like, if you want to talk about real rhetoric about like children, what about straight people putting their children in like lady killer? Yeah. Like their boys like lady killer. And like, if they want to really go there when it comes to like the children stuff and like sexualizing children, then why are you doing those things? Yeah. Like, why are those things happening? You're forcing that. You force
one narrative and you pretend that any showing of anything gay or anything different is forcing of another narrative.
Yes. And then so they're trying to take that voice out of it completely in Florida. Yeah. So that's why I'm like,
I think they're fighting an uphill battle that they're going to lose eventually. Ooh. Florida.
100%.
I think Florida is fighting an uphill. The governor.
It's like you're going to lose.
Exactly. Like it is an evolution and it's a battle that you're just running in circles with.
Maybe Gen Z is so like vocal about who they are.
And I think it is truly just a matter of generational time.
I think so too. I think that their time's just running out.
It is.
I'm like, baby, you can pass all the bills you want at this point. The second you're out of office, the amount of bills that are going to be revoked by people from Gen Z, from millennials.
Matter
people
of
that actually care
time. Yep.
about the actual people.
Yep.
Baby, it's only a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. So.
But still, during this time, it still sucks. Like it's horrific. Like the fact, like all these things happening, that it's like you don't want to live in places when that's how they treat human beings. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just sucks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
I agree. Disney. It's so sad, and Disney is a force to be reckoned with.
They really are.
They really
are. I would not want to battle Disney.
But it's kind of impressive to see such a big company rally like that, because what it does, it creates a voice for other companies that don't know what the next move is or like what to do in these situations. Like they kind of let them know too. They set an example of what they're going to be doing. You know what I mean?
And I feel like this is not pandering. No. This is not like fake ally shit. This is not like putting a rainbow over a logo. This isn't things like that.
This is really
like real
putting
shit.
your money where your mouth
is. This is some like real shit.
You know, you can say all day long. DeSantis vibes. Yeah, this is a real. They're really putting their money where their mouth is and making huge changes. So
anyway, go Disney, and I will continue to keep my Disney Plus membership.
Well, the content's amazing outside of that.
And it's amazing.
Too. The content is just amazing. So it's really cool. It's just so funny because people really think, they can guard their children from what they're going to see, when in every child's face is this right
iPad.
Here, this thing right here. Every child's face.
Diva.
More hours of the day than you're probably spending with them. So
it's because they think that's going to happen because that's how they were grown up. Make it make sense.
It never makes any sense. Never makes any sense.
It's because that generation didn't have their phones. So they were not exposed to seeing different ways.
It's delusion, honey. It's a level of delusion.
They were not exposed to seeing different ways of life. And a lot of times in the media in middle America could be very like geared towards one thing.
Yeah.
And that's what, a lot of times media does change people's perception. So when you're seeing one thing only, everything else that you don't see, it's kind of like, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
So in order to not think everyone's a fucking weirdo, expose people early on to different things. Because people are different. I'm sorry, we're not all fucking cookie cutter.
Well, it's just like if people aren't just like you. People just expect the whole world to be just like you. And if they aren't, then it's wrong or it's bad. You know what I mean?
It's scary.
Like that's the concept there. It's scary. It's wrong. Anything different is scary. So it's wrong and bad. And we need to bash it and get rid of it as soon as we possibly can. It's so sad. And it's such a small way of thinking. It's just such a small way of thinking.
Did you see recently? I know we're like trying to finish the podcast, but like this has popped up. Recently, it just came out that the state of like Illinois, the Catholic Church, like what happened with the Catholic Church and like them covering up all the abuse, the sexual abuse.
You know, the Catholic Church to me, and I don't even care if Catholic people get mad at me, the amount of shit that has come out, and I'm not trying to say every single Catholic church out there is like this,
For sure.
But bitch, the amount of shit that has come out about the Catholic Church is crazy.
And so it just came out that they showed the actual like files from the last 60 years in the Catholic Church in Illinois. The government, like they've covered up 500 cases of sexual assault, children sexual assault in the Catholic Church. And it's crazy how the Catholic Church is the first to be like, fuck drag queens.
It's interesting that people will freak out about their children seeing anything that could allude to gayness, like even seeing it, like the movie in the classroom.
Yes.
But will so quickly put their child
Blinders.
with a Catholic preacher and walk away after so many proven cases of sexual assault has come out. So that's always very interesting.
Make
to
it
me
make
too.
sense.
It just never
hold the same gravity on both sides.
It never adds up.
It don't add up.
It never adds up.
And that's just like the sick reality is that they don't give a fuck about what's actually going on. They just don't want. They want to ban trans people. They want to ban drag queens.
Something
they want to ban
that's different
LGBT.
or scary.
Yes.
But the Catholic Church has been around for a really long time, and
so
it's known. So we're used to it. So we don't ban that and that behavior. We just cover it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it never makes sense. It's a conversation to have, and we wanted to bring it up on the podcast. So I'll talk about it.
It's important. It's really important. Like, I feel like that's something that like, yeah, we like kiki and shoot the shit on here. And that's like what the podcast is really about. But we also want you guys to open your mind and open your guys's heart. And, you know, people are different, and that is absolutely okay. And especially going into Pride Month, like you guys, like, people are no different than you. We all bleed red.
It's true.
We all bleed red.
It's true.
And we're all just trying to be happy. And if it doesn't involve you, then literally shut the fuck up.
Honestly, that's great advice. That's advice I had to take coming out of some drama. If it doesn't involve me, just shut the fuck up. And it's the best advice ever. Just mind your own fucking business.
And mind your business, especially like when it comes to people's lives
and well-being
and their well-being.
So
don't be telling people what they can and can't do. I'm not going to tell a woman what she can and can't do with her body because it's not my fucking business.
If that's your religion, then don't do it.
That's your religion.
Then you don't do it.
Have fun with that when that's like.
Yes.
But don't be telling anyone else here what to do.
You know, well. Anyways, that is where we are ending our episode today on Full Coverage. Thank you guys for being here and watching.
Don't forget to check out the merch, you guys. We're going to leave it linked down below. We're so excited for it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Just like a cute little lounge, kind of loungy vibes.
That's right. Fanjoy.com/full coverage. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.